Hello and welcome to this lecture, where we'll set up our project such that we can connect to our database. First, let's open up our config/autoload/local.php.dist file. Remember that the local.php file is not included in version control, hence why this is where we should add sensitive information, which in our case is our database credentials. So let's configure our database within the DB key in the array, and I'll get back to why we do this in a moment. We'll specify a driver. In my case, I would like to use PDO because then we're not coding up against a specific vendor. Next is the DSN. We'll say MySQL : DB name equals ZF2 course in my case, semicolon host equals localhost. Then we'll specify the username. In my case it's root, and we'll specify a password, also root in my case. Now let me just pass an option such that we are always using UTF-8 encoding. So I'll say PDO MySQL attr init command, and I'll just say set names, and I have to escape the single quote here, UTF-8, 8, and I have to escape the closing quote as well. Alright, now we just have to remove the .dist extension so that the file is merged with our application configuration by Zen Framework. Like so. To be able to fetch a database adapter from the Service Manager, we must configure one more thing. We'll add a factory to the Service Manager. So let's go in the global.php file, because this is not sensitive information, it's not specific to my particular environment. It's applicable for the entire application. I will just write the necessary code and I will explain it afterwards. So what happens here is that whenever we request a service with the name of send/db/adapter/adapter, the adapter service factory is invoked, which implements factory interface. This is something that we have discussed in the lecture about the Service Manager, so perhaps this is familiar to you. This factory fetches the configuration within the DB key that we defined here from the Service Manager and uses it to set up an instance of the database adapter. So the reason we add this factory is that then we don't have to configure the database adapter ourselves. This is done automatically whenever we request the adapter from the Service Manager with the key specified here. So this is just for convenience. So now we have successfully configured our database adapter and we are ready to connect to our database. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.